been driving down this old road for way too long now, and I don't know where to turn no more. Yeah. Are you ever gonna appreciate all the joy you get in your life if you've never been through all this hurt before? No. Me, I'm feeling alright, driving down a back road with you beside me, kicking back, reminiscing on the good days. That's where you'll find me. And I hope I ain't losing myself again, but right now I think that I might be. Pick myself up and I just go again. There ain't nothing that be stopping my dream. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go, just tell me something. In this life I'm only needing one thing, and I think that might be you, my dear. I'll take you somewhere where the sun shines bright from the day to the nighttime. Hope you hear me loud and clear, cause I think I'm lost without you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started, breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Yeah. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started, breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Take me home, cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started, breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started, breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started, breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here?
Hello and welcome back everybody to a new live stream. Of course, today we are going to go through Bitcoin as we always do. And of course, if there is anything that you guys want to take a look at, anything that you guys want to ask me, then of course, please put that in the chat as well. And I will be more than happy to answer any questions you have or take a look at anything that you guys want to look at as well. So yeah, of course, running through what's going on within Bitcoin, take a look at what I'm currently doing, what my next setups are, and yeah, all of the good stuff. So before we jump in, please make sure that you do smash that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure that you do subscribe and turn that bell notification on, and we can jump straight on into it. So let's first start off with where I'm currently positioned within the market, right? So right now, I am still very much long on Bitcoin. Okay, this is the long trade that I currently have open. Okay, I've taken quite a lot of profit off of this trade already. As you can see, $5,500 realized profit, and then I still have 3,000, which is currently unrealized, and that is what I'm going to leave in the trade. Right, I'm going to leave this in the trade. What's the margin? Okay, there's only $800 left in this trade, so not too worried about that whatsoever. Of course, my stop loss has been moved to entry, so it is a completely risk-free trade. So this has been a really, really nice trade, leaving just a little bit left in the trade, just to see if I can continue to take advantage of this rise towards the upside. Of course, the expectation is that we kind of go to all-time high, right? Because I understand that yes, we are in bearish market structure right now, but we're very much range bound, right? We're in this very obvious range. We've been in this range for a very, very long time now. And of course, the expectation is range low, range high, range high, range low, okay, until that range breaks. So, I'm literally going to continue to short the range high, okay, and long the range low until that range breaks, right? That's what I've been doing for quite some time now. We've taken a lot, and I mean a lot of trades within this range, okay? We shorted this here, right? We took a long trade from down here. We also shorted from up here. And of course, we are now in this long trade from the range low, which of course, was given to the team in the Visionary Discord. I give all of my trades away to the team in the Visionary Discord. Here was the setup that we were looking at. And actually earlier, a little bit earlier that day, we were actually looking at this setup in the daily market update. Or was this centered I believe this was actually a Sunday, to be honest with you. So it was in the week, whatever it was, week 29 preparation. And yeah, we were walking through this trade setup, and then of course I told the team in the Visionary Discord that I was entering into this trade, of course. And as you can see, updating the team as well when I'm taking profit on the trade. As you can see, this has been just an absolutely amazing trade. And again, I am kind of looking for all-time high here, right? I am kind of looking for all-time high. So that's kind of when I'm looking to take some more profits off of the table. We do have a level that I'm interested in taking profit at first, which is, of course, the value area high, which is currently sat at, just above $70,000. So if we can get to $70,000 at this value area high, I will look to take another TP off of this trade. And the reason being, right, the reason behind this, right, is because if we do come up to value area high, we understand, right, okay, this is resistance, okay? And we could see a pullback from here, right? We could see a pullback from here. And we could ultimately see price come all the way down to range low, lose range low, okay, and then actually come down and form a new lower low, right? And this, right, I know this looks, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, right? People do not want to see this, but I like to draw out all of the scenarios. I like to see what. I like to be prepared for all of the scenarios, okay? And what we have to understand right now that Bitcoin, okay, has been making continuous. Bitcoin, right, has been making continuous lower high after lower high after lower high after lower high, right, and continuous lower low after lower low after lower low, right. So we are in very obvious, okay, bearish market structure at this moment in time, okay, and we haven't yet broken this bearish market structure. So for me right now, technically the context, right, is still bearish. I know we are in range bound price action, right? But again, you can look at this and you can say, okay, yes, we're in this range bound price action, but we have failed, right, to actually make it to range high. So of course, range high is sat at the all-time high at $73,992, right? So just a little bit below, literally a few dollars below $74,000. And we failed to hit range high. Okay, we are failing to hit range high, and we are continuously hitting range low. Of course, with forming those lower lows, and then we have the lower highs, right? So we're in a very obvious bearish market structure at this moment in time. Okay, so the context is kind of bearish. I know I'm long on the market at this moment in time. I am quite bullish at this moment in time. Right. But what we have to remain aware of is that we could form another lower high, right? We could do that. Of course, we still have lots of resistance above us, right? We do still have a lot of resistance above us, right? Being in that the value area high. Okay, so we could come up to the value area high. Maybe we see something like let's say we just come up to the value area high. Okay, we reject off of it, and then we get a big pullback from there. Or, okay, we could see price coming into the value area high, little bit of a retracement back up to the value area high, okay, where we get some sort of failed auction or swing failure pattern, and then, right, we see price pullback from there, okay, looking at some sort of short setup, right, like this, okay. That's initially kind of what I would be looking for, right? We can either get that right, or we could literally just, come into the value area high, look pretty bearish, okay, and then see that pullback like that. Okay, so these are some of the scenarios that I am actually taking into consideration, right? These are some of the scenarios I'm taking into consideration because, again, right, it goes back to what the context is. Okay, the context is actually bearish at this moment in time. We are in a downtrend, and we do still have resistance above us. So as long as we remain below $72,000, okay, we are technically in bearish market structure. As long as we are in bearish market structure, okay, we can, right? We can still expect, okay, we can still expect another lower low, okay, another lower low. If we break $72,000 and we break this bearish market structure, okay, great, right? We can say, right, this bearish market structure is now broken. We can actually look for all-time high, where from there, right, could we continue higher, right? Or are we going to see bearish signs, okay, and just continue to form this range bound price action here, right? Of course, we could still get a possible short setup from all time high as well. That is what we have to be aware of. But initially, right, at least we would be out of that bearish context, right? We would be out of the bearish context initially, right? We would still, if we got the short setup here, we would still be looking for lower prices down here, right? Yes, okay, but right, it means that we are out of this bearish market structure. So if we do come down to range low, what can we be looking for? Well, we can be looking for that long trade setup, right, to take us back up to all-time high, right? Simple range-bound price action, right? Now, at some point, this range is going to break, whether that be towards the upside or towards the downside. We do not know, but of course, we want to take advantage of that, right? So again, right, we want to we want to long the range low, like I am right now, okay? We want to leave a little bit left in the trade just in case we do get a break towards the upside, so we can take advantage of that. Maybe we could add to the trade on a breakout. I'm not usually a breakout trader, okay, but maybe I could be tempted to add to a trade, right? Because then I know that it is pretty risk free, right? Because my stop loss is entry. I can move my stop loss up, okay, and put it to the average entry, the new average entry price, right? And the same goes for shorts from the high, right? I can be looking for shorts at the range high, right? Of course, I'll be looking to take profits, so like mid range, okay, if we do get that short trade set up, and then of course range low as well, right? But of course, we are range bound at some point. Price is going to break towards the upside or towards the downside of this range. Again, we want to take advantage of this. So I would like to leave a little bit left in the trade to see whether we do get that range break towards the downside, right? And we do continue much, much lower. Of course, I would like to take advantage of that. Okay, so right now, again, I'm in that same scenario, okay, just in the vice versa, right? I've longed the range low down here, right? I've taken profit, I've taken quite a bit of profit off of the long trade, but I still have some capital left in the trade, right? I still have some margin in the trade, right? So if we do come up a little bit higher, like I said, value area high, that is another TP point for me, right? And then we can look for all-time high. Maybe that's another TP point for me, but I want to leave, okay, a little bit left in that trade just to see whether we do get that break towards the upside, okay? And we do go to those targets that, a lot of people do have within this bull market, right? We've got the more conservative targets, which are 80 to 85k, and then we've got the more aggressive targets of like 90 to 100k, right? And then we've got the seriously aggressive targets of 120,000. Okay, we do have these targets towards the upside, and I understand, yes, that at some point, in the long term, I do think we can get to these higher prices as well. Where I think the all-time high is going to be in, is I don't really like to say that because I consider myself more of a trader. I don't really care where price goes. Okay, I just trade what what the charts are telling me. Okay, and what trade setups present themselves to me. Right, the most recent one, of course, being the long trade. Right, that was a a really nice long trade setup that presented itself to me. Okay, so I took advantage of that. Right. If we go to if we go to 100k, great. Okay, but yeah, of course, all I'm looking to do is take advantage of that by looking for these long trade setups. Right, that's all I'm looking to do. I don't really care where price goes. I'm just looking to trade what the charts are telling me. Down here, okay, the charts were telling me to long, right? Long range low. I did exactly that. Okay, on the way up, I've been talking about a few short trades, right? We were looking at a short trade from the mid-range. I didn't take that. We were also looking for a short trade from the POC as well. And I mean, in terms of intraday trades, okay, those both would have been some good intraday short trades, okay. But yeah, at this moment in time, I'm looking for these bigger, more swing trades, okay. It's just kind of like my preferred style, and it's a little bit easier to sort of present these trades to you guys as well, because when you're looking at taking intraday trades, you are they are very time sensitive, whereas bigger swing trades like this, they're less time sensitive, because price tends to, yeah, you can see here, after I entered into that trade, right, price actually dipped below the entry, spent a number of 12-hour candles there, moved back up, spent another 12-hour candle down there, and then we got the move up, right? So they tend to spend a lot of time around the entry, whereas if you're looking at lower time frames, they don't tend to spend a lot of time at your entry, right? Your entry price, okay? So they are considered they are considered a little bit more time sensitive. So these are kind of what I'm focusing on presenting to you guys, these bigger swing trades. But of course, I will take the odd intraday trade. Of course, the most recent one was actually a little bit of a short trade here. So this was a little bit of a short trade off of 59,480, which I gave in the daily market update. And yeah, that was a nice profitable trade. Moved the stop loss to entry, okay, after taking a TP1. So yeah, that was a really successful trade. So yeah, I'm looking for these intraday trades every now and then, right? But yeah, the bigger swing trades are the ones I like to take advantage of, right? Because I know my probabilities are much higher within trades like that. So yeah, Bitcoin, it's just like remaining long. I don't see anything extremely bearish at this moment in time. I do understand, yes, we have. Let's just refresh XO charts. I do understand that, yes, we do have some trapped trap longs at the high at this moment in time. We do have a few trap longs at the high. Nothing to be overly worried about at this moment in time. I don't think anyway. But yeah, initially, I would be looking to enter into like a bit of a hedged short, because remember, we are looking for this ABC correction off of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bearish count. So we are initially looking for this ABC correction. So we are, anticipating a bit of a pullback, which hopefully we could take advantage of, for then price to form a higher low, right, where we then come up, form the C wave, form a higher high here. Okay, of course, obvious bullish market structure, right, and can possibly take us up to all-time high, right? So this is kind of what I'm looking at this moment in time. But again, I'm still remaining cautious, because I know what the context is, right? And I know the context at this moment in time is bearish. So this C wave may not take us above $72,000. Going back to a scenario that I was talking about earlier, maybe we do see a pullback, right? Maybe we do see a pullback for the B wave, then a rise, okay, up to the value area high. Maybe we form a failed auction of, let's say this is possibly the high here, right? Maybe we see something like this, okay, for, of course, let's just pull that up. Here, of course, for the short setup, right? And the short setup could look more along the lines of something like this, right? This could be what we look for. And of course, because we're in bearish market structure, we're looking for a new lower low to be formed, right? So this is kind of something that we could be looking for, to take that down to a new lower low, right? This is, again, another setup that we could be looking for, right? If we do see the pullback here for the B wave, we come up, complete that C wave here. Okay, we don't get as of an impulsive move as we did with the A wave. Okay, because we come into resistance with the value area high, we reject off of that, we form the failed auction of the the A wave. Okay, the high of the A wave. If this is going to be the high of the A wave, right, then we get that short trade set up, and then we look for a new lower low to be formed, right? This is, of course, something that we can be looking for, right? Where we would then be coming into, lots of support. Remember, we have, a strong support level at 51,700. If we lose that, then I'm kind of looking at like 57,000. Not major support, but a little bit of support there, right? And then, like $47,200. And then if we do lose that, then we're kind of looking at $43,000, right? So yeah, these are kind of scenarios that I'm just remaining aware of. As long as we are remaining in this bearish market structure, this is something that is very, very possible, right? I do think this is something that is very possible. So we just have to remain a little bit aware of it. But other than that, at this moment in time, we are looking good, right? So I'm kind of focusing on what price is doing at this moment in time, and I don't see any major signs of weakness at this moment in time. So, I don't expect a huge pullback from where we are at this moment in time. Of course, things can change pretty quickly. Okay, and price can present us with some major signs of weakness, but at this moment in time, I just don't see it. In the daily market update this morning, what were we looking at? Okay, well, we were actually looking at price forming some nice bullish CVD, and it still is forming bullish CVD. So I said that today we could actually see a rise towards the upside. That's kind of what we are getting at this moment in time. So initially, there's nothing screaming weakness at me at this moment in time, so there's no reason to get overly worried and overly bearish at this moment in time. And that goes for any scenario, right? There's no time where you should be getting overly bullish or overly bearish, or overly confident, overly fearful, right? There's no time. You always need to remain level headed. You always need to remain pretty neutral on the market. Otherwise, that's when your emotions start to creep in, and that's when it can get pretty dangerous, and you can seriously ruin your account. Okay, seriously ruin any progress that you possibly have made as well. So it's really important to just remember to remain level-headed and stay pretty neutral at all times. Of course, as a trader, that's what I strive to do, right? Keep my feelings at bay, keep my emotions at bay, right? And just stay very neutral on the market and literally just trade what the charts are telling me. Okay, if I'm presented with a short trade setup, right, and it's a short trade setup that I would take day in and day out, right? It's a short trade setup that I see happen multiple times. Okay, multiple times, right? I know my statistics on them. Then of course, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to take that trade, right? I'm not going to ignore that trade setup. I'm going to take it. And it's the same for like a long trade setup, right? If I see a long trade setup, right, and it's a trade that I've built statistics on, right? I understand that my probabilities for this trade are high. Then I'm going to take that trade, right? I'm not going to ignore the trade setup. I'm going to take it because I know, right, that over time, that these trade setups are going to make me consistently profitable. Of course, they're not going to win 100% of the time, right? And let's say, say I was to take a week or two off trading and then I came back, right? And I was trading the same setups and the first trade was a loss, right? I'm not going to let that affect my emotions, right? I'm just going to, sit back, relax, right? Wait for the next setup and take that, right? Because I know my probabilities over an extensive period of time, whether that be a month, okay, a month at the minimum, right? I know that strategy is going to be profitable, right? I can't remember the last time that I had a losing month. I understand. Yes, I've had a losing week, right? But I can't recall the last losing month that I have, right? I had, right? It was must have been well over a year and a half ago, okay? Because I understand that the strategies that I'm using, right, are profitable over a period of time. Let's say a month, right? Yes, I understand. Okay, over the course of the week, maybe I will take, maybe I take two trades. Okay, maybe, you know, one's a winning trade, one's a losing trade. Okay, that can be a break-even week for me. But then I know that the next week and the week after that, and then of course, the fourth and final week of the month. Okay, I know that those weeks, okay, are going to they are going to pay for any losses that I have taken because again, I know and I'm confident in the strategy that I'm using that over time, okay, it is profitable and successful strategy. So yeah, it's all about sticking to strategies that work, right? Staying consistent with it and not letting the emotions creep in. It's a very very important part of trading, very important part of trading. So yeah, I just want to kind of reiterate that to everybody. But yeah, of course, if you've got any questions, please put them in the chat. I'll be more than happy to take a look at any questions you may have, or yeah, take a look at anything that you guys, of course, want to look at as well. It seems to be pretty quiet today. So I was gonna look at. This is something I was gonna look at, right? Um, this was something that. So yeah, this is something that Damien was talking about yesterday. Um, So yeah, this was the idolized flat count that Damien was looking at and talking about yesterday. Um, so yeah, we've got the A, the B, the C, A, B, C, and then he's got the one, two, three, four, five. And I believe what he was saying was maybe looking for like a, was it the one to one? Onto the one to one. Yeah, Damien currently isn't here, so we can't ask him. But yeah, I don't know whether he was looking for a pullback off of that one to one, possibly. But yeah, it's always really good to hear from you guys. And so yeah, just waiting to see if anybody else has got anything they want to look at, anything they want to talk about. So yeah, it's been a pretty quiet week or so for the live stream. So okay, well, I mean, if yeah, I think I've pretty much talked about everything I want to talk about. There's nothing really too much to update on, right? There's prices just been having this really nice rise up, and I mean, if you haven't been able to take advantage of it, okay, then there's nothing really else that you can really do, to be honest with you, because at this moment in time, I don't see any other trade setups unless you possibly trade like one of these pullbacks. But for me, like the long trade to have had, right, was from down here. The long trade to have had was from down there. So it's like I'm not even really too interested in looking at any new trades at this moment in time. Of course, there's the possible short trade, but I just don't see any major signs of weakness at this moment in time. So for me, there's no reason to look for that short trade. So yeah, I mean, right now it's kind of literally just looking for higher prices, right? There's no reason why I shouldn't be looking for higher prices. It does all seem pretty good, pretty healthy, this rise up. Of course, if I do see any signs of weakness, then the first people to know about it will be the team on the Visionary Discord. I update them with pretty much everything that I do. So yeah, of course, if you of course want to join that, then that is the first link in the description for the Visionary Discord, and then of course the second link is the free Discord. So yeah, for me, that is pretty much it. I don't see anybody wanting to ask any questions. So yeah, I'll leave that there. I'll leave it a little bit shorter today. Yeah, it just seems a little bit quieter at the moment. So yeah, I will leave that there. Have a lovely rest of your day, guys, and I will see you, of course, tomorrow for the usual live stream. If not, it will then be the day. Sorry. If you are a Visionary member, of course, I will see you, as always, on the Visionary Discord. So yeah, have a lovely rest of your day, guys, and yeah, I will see you soon. If there are no questions.
Take me home, cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling?